Giants sweatshirt gets first question.
I like it.
Obviously.
I like it.
Did you really make you guys practice in the rain?
Coach, how was practice today?
How was practice today?
Practice was better.
Yeah. Practice was kind of a good fourth practice. Got a bunch in every phase, and with the combination of kind of some newness on both sides and a bunch of young guys had a bunch of mistakes, but we're trying to hold our guys to a very high standard in terms of how hard we're practicing, and they're doing a lot of good things that way. So that combination is kind of acceptable at this point, but so doing some good things, but a lot to improve upon.
We hear you might have added a really tall receiver today.
He was out there. Yeah, he didn't obviously do a lot, just trying to get involved with things. But yeah, he was out there and way too early to determine what's next.
Just trying it out, getting his feet wet.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's you're just in practice. You're moving so much faster. It's a different sport, obviously, for him than even Jonathan in terms of meshing into it. And we were laughing last week that the team was a lot better this year, so that hurt him in terms of the transition period, which is a good thing.
Did you watch film on him in high school? Because he was pretty phenomenal in high school, wasn't he? Have you watched any tape on him?
Yeah, he was. I think his football recruiting is being a little overblown in terms of what I've seen reported. Yeah, we'll find out. It's just way too early to tell.
Is that kind of more you're just looking at the athleticism you've seen of him on the basketball court versus really old football tape from when he used to play or whatever?
As far as
having him out there, is it just obviously the upside is his athleticism, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I mean, anytime he approached us, and so anytime you got a chance to talk to a guy, and certainly, obviously, we're talking to the basketball coaches about the kinds of things that he may or may not bring to the table, and so it's just kind of in experimental phase right now.
The quarterback evaluation so far, I know it's early, but how's it looking?
They're all improving. They're all again, at this stage, there's so many moving parts, and you need to know when it's your fault. You need to know when it's somebody else's fault, and especially those three new guys, they're not sure whose fault it is yet, and that's part of the development of those guys. But they've all done some really good things today. The defense was presenting a bunch of different looks today, and they all did some really good things and did a couple things that will just be hit yourself in the side of the head and not do it next time.
How much do you want to see some of the younger guys, like maybe Travis Johnson, kind of take that approach of, you guys brought in a new guy, but I don't want him to be a starter over me, sort of thing, like with Prukop?
Well, absolutely. Hopefully they're approaching it that way regardless. That if you're Marcus Mariota last year or 2 years ago, you're doing the same thing. But Travis just hasn't been able to practice since he's been here, and which has been unfortunate. And he's getting more and more comfortable every day. Did some very good things today that we've never seen before, and so it's really new. In terms of you can see him kind of almost like reassuring himself that I can do this, and so we want competitive spirit at every spot.
What are you guys doing right now on offense? Is it installment stuff, or are you guys scrimmaging quite a bit?
Well, yeah, everything is against O&D in terms of spring. There's no scout teams. We don't do scout teams in spring. We'll kind of do some emphasis on a particular offense or defense for kind of servicing each other. But today we had some live tackling, more so in kind of just a get it going, kind of a drill, and then had some live third down stuff at the end. And that was productive. You get to see some things and see how guys react when it's real on both sides. But yeah, full install mode on both sides, and we're at that point where we have more than we'd ever run in a game in both phases, and so that's, again, for a young guy, there's a lot that adds on onto each other, and we'll add more as we go.
Do you have a timetable for when you want to name a starting quarterback or any of your other starters?
No, whenever our first game is. Kickoff of game one.
What would you say is the biggest area improvement from week 1 to 2?
Biggest area, we practiced hard this morning. It was you're always 2 days off is always a little bit much for these guys to have a little bit of mental freedom and just getting back into it. We did some stuff at the beginning of practice that hopefully helped that kind of catalyze that. But I liked our energy. We were physical today in terms of what we did, and just we're willing to correct the million mistakes we're making.
A lot of the players have talked about the intensity Coach Hoke has brought out there so far. Just kind of almost shot in the arm is kind of what I've heard. Is that kind of what you're seeing out of him so far? How would you describe his coaching style out there?
Yeah, I like our energy on defense a lot right now. Apparently, was he too intimidated to talk to you guys last week? He was scared. Is that true?
We had some tough ones queued up for him.
See, yeah, exactly.
He intimidated us.
Right.
didn't show up.
But you know, again, like what we're doing, and guys are playing hard and buying in, and it's been good so far.
Who's winning the basketball national title tonight?
Well, I had Oregon versus North Carolina, so
That's what I had.
yeah. See, yeah, our family had 4 teams against Oregon, 4 different teams. So, but so for whatever that's worth.